This is a resource designed to take the SoftChalk content to a how-to level for Lynn Ornis's faculty exchange project that she shared with us. And I'm just showing you one of her slides, the Nursing 361 Pharmacology for Non-Nursing Majors. This lesson, as you can see, covers the content, the learning activities, and then as a preview. But then I think what's really important, as she talked about in her session or interview, is the idea that the learning objectives are set forth here. And it wouldn't be bad to remind the end user at certain transitional times, let's say after a self-check, of what it is that's been just covered of those learning objectives and where you're headed next. As you can see up above here, SoftChalk builds for you the navigational bar that goes across, so the end user gets to see, there's the terms that you need to know as Lynn set up hers. And each of them, as you scroll over, have a description of what each of those are. So you can kind of do a self-check here anyways. If you know one of the particular terms and think you know the definition, you can scroll over to test yourself. But as you progress, you get more graphic, more description of what it is that's going on with this particular concept that's being covered, and so on. The component that I think should be said next is you can see that as you have more content on a page, the navigation upward allows you to return to the top, as well as navigation backwards and forwards through content. Copyrighted is done automatically as you set your resource up, the learning object up in SoftChalk, and then the option for printing all content is made so students could take notes over these resources as well as they track through. That really covers what it is Lynn's doing. I know she talked about a lot of different components of SoftChalk, and we're just going to get right into those right now by going into a SoftChalk session. So here's SoftChalk. SoftChalk is a very much designed to bridge from Word editor to a web page component. So taking your word processing and making it into a web learning object that you can use for your students within a D2L course, for example, how Lynn uses hers. But it could be used anywhere on the web or in really, for that matter, any web-based component. But what I want to stress is the ease at which you can use this tool to go from a Word document, where it is where I am right here, copy all of that content with photographs embedded, into a SoftChalk piece of content. So it copies and pastes in. If you have special formatting for style, you will have those transfer forward. So like wrap, the text all comes forward and wraps around that photograph for ease of creating nice photographed embedded graphics embedded within your SoftChalk content. The next component that I tend to cover is the insert capability. There is the ability to do that text popper with terms. You can pop in content. Quiz popper, so it allows you to do a variety of different quizzes to have students right within the content take a quick true-false test, multiple choice, multiple answer, short answer, matching or ordering, as well as an essay that they could then email you results of, and as well as a group quiz capability built right within the lesson builder. There are many, many activities you can embed, and that's why Lynn's so excited about this content, is that, you can embed a conceptual framework that was a slide deck from PowerPoint, but then take it into so many different directions by adding, say, for instance, a crossword puzzle. And you can see that then gives you the mechanism for creating a list of words, clues, and then it generates that that crossword activity so that they can do that on their own. And you don't have to do any formatting for it. It's basically done through this tables that you set in the terms, concepts, and clues for your students. Likewise, we can have activities such as Did You Know series, drag and drop components where you want to drag something over to appropriate spaces, flashcards, different kinds of hot spots within the resource, jigsaw puzzle if you want to have them jigsaw puzzle something together, labeling. They can label things, order things. Photo albums can be embedded in here. Seek a word is a way for you to find out the word for a component. Slideshows, sorting, table information, neat tool to table out content so students can see a variety of different web-based content. So not web as in the internet web, but tabled info that's tied together. And then there's a timeline component. You can go through and timeline your activity. To embed a page break, real simple. I create a break and it pushes it right there. And this is where that next page, page 2 content will be navigated. And I can have page 2 content flow right below it, and it, just like in an editor that you'd find in Word, you could have page 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth embedded in there. The other components you might want to take note of: adding images, as Lynn had several images in her session, bookmarks to other content, hyperlinks, media. You can embed different kinds of media, and the widgets tools is probably the most growing area. And I'll point this out in a few minutes. There are a number of widgets that help tie in Web 2.0 components. One particular is the Prezi content can be embedded in a SoftChalk session, and I've got a video tied to Lynn's Faculty Exchange page article section that covers that. There are the ability to add in special characters, math characters, and an equation editor that can help those folks who are using equations in their SoftChalk content be placed in here. Those from Word all pull forward into the SoftChalk content, so that's kind of nice for those of you using equations. I just slid over the basic formatting tool or section. It's your common format functionality, so I'm not going to cover too much there. I will mention that when you go over the tools section, there is this style builder, and you can create your own style for the page. And if you remember, Lynn had a nice purple background at the top banner, and purple was the theme through that. You might choose that to build your own, but right up here in the properties section, there is this component called Style Properties. And before you publish this content, you will need to choose a style that you want to use. There are many styles from gaudy to simple, and so I would encourage you to explore that. There are some real simple designed ones right here, I think is the one that Lynn used, so I'll be consistent with that and use that one. And then that style, when we go to publish that, will show up. Now before that happens, if I click on the preview, it's going to take it out to a browser. But what will happen here is you have to save your work before you can do that. And the key little trick with SoftChalk LessonBuilder is that you cannot, when you're making a name, put a space in between the name. So for those of you who have gotten used to putting spaces in our software now, that is not possible, and so you'll just have to make it all one word. So you click on the Save button, and then that will save that up. And now I've got my lesson all set up here with navigation already built in, and it's that simple. So you can see I put that page 2 in there, and I can navigate to the previous page quite quickly, and I don't have to think about any of that, building any of that navigational component. So that helps take those lessons that we have normally covered either with a PowerPoint or a Word document that we've shared out and outline into this next level of sophistication. And the realm of possibilities is quite extensive for folks to check out. I would strongly recommend, as you start to tool out for your lesson builder, the faculty exchange page here, as I said earlier, has within it the content of related articles, and I've covered quite a few modules here. Let me just quickly describe some of these. We have an introduction to Lesson Builder, and we have an excellent getting started video, and that video series really takes you through all of the levels and many, many, many more that I covered here. Let me just point out one component of that. It is a YouTube video that you get to hear audio and visual. This is the very basic one, and then these are navigational to different kinds of functions that you might want to start using. So as you scroll with this arrow down and up, you can see that you can look at many, many more components to the Lesson Builder training videos. So lots and lots of detail to check out there as your needs require. So that is that getting started. The SoftChalk YouTube channel is great for checking out what others are doing with this. So the above one is the how-to videos from SoftChalk. These are really videos by end users who have either spoken at SoftChalk conferences or other spaces. And this is a really good one on design principles for your SoftChalk you can be thinking about. But I really would recommend this this video here on the power of Web 2.0. This is where they cover, this particular professor covers some content on embedding different Web 2.0 content, Prezi being one of them that I mentioned earlier that is good to check out. The ongoing SoftChalk webinar series is really cool, and we tend to host these. And if you're interested in attending a hosted SoftChalk session that looks of interest to you, that you want to just see it in our TLT area here, but then have a conversation with those that are interested in the same topic. We've hosted those many times over the last year, I know, and I would recommend just kind of giving us a heads up. Hey, that looks interesting over at TLT at winona.edu, and we'll start to schedule out a session to have a kind of a group meet and talk about what it is we're hearing in those webinar sessions. But those are ongoing, nearly daily, and really quite good content we're seeing coming through that. Here's the user's guide, integration components, and frequently asked questions. And then another part that I've kind of hit a few times now, it's called the connect page. And this is really a neat idea for taking a learning object such as SoftChalk Learning Lesson Builder and authoring with the learning components embedded, or the meta tagging of that content. And I would encourage you to check out this page that you can see their mission right there, but I will have you recommend you can conduct a search on key term, maybe look in your own discipline, and for key concepts, learning objectives, different kinds of SoftChalk content. This repository is one that I'd like you to see if there's resources in there that you might choose to use as an additional resource to be considering when looking at SoftChalk as a way to build out your lessons. So that really covers the introduction to SoftChalk Lesson Builder. I would strongly encourage you to contact TLT 5240, option number 3, or TLT at winona.edu for a follow-up to this introduction from the standpoint of taking it into the realm that you want it to go. We really can't predict where that is. We've given you resources, and certainly it might be time to schedule an appointment with one of us over here to begin the process of discovering what you might use this tool to accomplish in certain instructional strategies you have that you're not currently meeting with existing technologies or strategies. Thank you for your time. Certainly let us know if this resource was helpful.